So here's an example of applying our prefix list for redistribution. So now we have more control over the exact routes that are being redistributed based on address and subnet mask, not just the address, like we saw with the access control list. So now the prefix lists have been created. They've been given sequence numbers 5 and 10 specifically in this example. The prefix list is called PFL2. And there's the exact matches we're looking for. 10, 10, 11, 0, 10, 10, 12, 0. And more specifically, everything else is what? Denied because of the implicit deny all. We don't see it, but always remember it's there. Now when we apply it, distribute list, instead of giving the ACL number, like we did before, we are saying prefix. So we're attaching the prefix list to the distribute list now instead of the ACL. The prefix list is called PFL2. And remember, it's that kind of reverse logic, out. So whenever redistributing from EIGRP out into OSPF, which is against the logic we learned about in our redistribute discussion, it was we're always importing. Okay? Well, we're still importing here. We're in router OSPF configuration mode, importing EIGRP routes. So when these routes come out of EIGRP into OSPF, we only want to send these two. Everything else is denied, and this accomplishes our goal here, as we can see. 10, 10, 11, 0, 10, 10, 12, 0 are being redistributed, but 10, 10, 13, 0 and 10, 10, 14, 0 are not being redistributed. So here's the result of applying that prefix list to the distribute list. If you look at R1's routing table, it has 11.0/24 and 12.0/24. So R3 successfully redistributed those two routes. However, it did not redistribute 10.10.13.0/24 and 10.10.14.0/24 because the prefix list has that implicit deny all at the end, which is preventing those two from being redistributed. However, if you want to control certain ones on an individual by individual basis, for example, maybe you would prefer to use deny statements. You could have denied 13.0 and 14.0/24 and permitted everything else if you wanted to. You have that flexibility, that luxury. So you have more control over the address and prefix or subnet mask when using the prefix lists. However, if you don't care about the subnet mask, you can use that access control list. We're not saying not to use it. You can use it. And that access control list would just define a range. So as if the route has an address from 10.10.11.0 through 10.10.11.255, doesn't matter what the subnet mask is, it would be redistributed because you were using the access list instead of a specific prefix list. Because the subnet mask doesn't matter. So if it was a 10.10.11.0/28 or /30 or /26, they would all be included in that redistribution process, where in this case, with the prefix list, it's just this one. So if all of a sudden there is 10.10.11.0/28 with the prefix list, it's not going to be redistributed. However, can we get even more creative with our prefix lists? Can we create prefix lists that not only identify an address, but also give us a range of subnet masks? So I could say, give me everything from 10.10.11.0 through 10.10.11.255 with a subnet mask from /24 to, let's say, /29. So essentially I'm saying, can we combine the access control list range with the prefix list subnet mask? Yeah, we can do that. Let's take a look at that.